Beats by Trill, straight Killerville, dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's good? We are back. The one and only Paul Pickett, host of the Paul Pickett Podcast, aka Triple P, aka the Common Sense Podcast, your source for music, sports, politics, world events, and much, much more. Well, tonight, either I'm a kid in the candy store or Christmas came early. So my next guest is not only the middleweight champion, he's the number one light heavyweight ranked and the number two pound for pound, and he's my favorite BKFC fighter and my favorite fighter in all of combat sports, period, point blank, no questions asked. The one and only Dave Redneck Mundell. Let's bring him in.
No, what's going
Redneck,
on?
what's good, man? Appreciate
What's
you
up?
doing this, man.
Of course.
Yeah, I don't know if you know, I used to produce all the Circle of Kings content, so I'm the guy P that Big Face always talked about.
I got you. Yeah, I see. I seen you commenting on stuff the last time, so and then that's how I seen your name, got the message. I was like, all right, let's run one with them.
Yeah, man, and I try to put a lot of work into promoting y'all fighters and whatnot. Definitely enjoy the sport. I want to start here. You had a good MMA career, 10-5. That's about almost 70% of your fights you won. How were you able to transition so well into the BKFC?
Pretty much my whole career I was working with Jihad, which is, he's a boxing coach. So even through MMA, I was working with him, and then I believe, the MMA gloves is kind of very similar distancing with no gloves, especially compared to boxing. So everything it was almost like this sport was just made for me.
Definitely was. While I was waiting, I was watching your fight, the Hector Lombard versus Dave Mundell BKFC 10. I mean, you've been around for a hot minute. You feel
Number
like you got
6.
screwed? You feel like you got screwed on that one?
Absolutely. A lot of things would have went differently. I think in our very first exchange, I broke my left hand, and you can go back and listen to the commentating in the corner. Like, you can hear me say, like, I lost my left hand. Like, it's just like, so I had to fight him with just one hand the rest of the time. And, there was no quit in me. I went out there and did everything that I thought I needed to do. I thought I was well above on the scorecards. The only time he ever hit me was after the bell, and then he headbutted me quite a bit. And he fought dirty, and I thought I clearly won. A lot of other people think I clearly won, and it is what it is, but nothing can be done about it now.
I know he poked you in the eye, and he had a couple late hits after the bell as well. There's a couple questionable things. And Howie from Knuckletown, he definitely said that you got screwed on that as well.
Yeah,
That you should not.
A lot of people believe that. Everyone, I mean, honestly, I haven't talked to anybody that says, "Oh yeah, he won that fight." So,
And he's not even in the BKFC no more.
Yeah, he didn't want to. He figured out real fast he didn't belong there.
So it's been 10 months since you fought, man. Do you feel like there's gonna be any rust at all?
I don't. I do pretty good. Just staying active. We're always sparring in the gym. We're always working. It's all the same. I get my outside work. I'm big into like having some good hard sparring sessions. Some people don't like it. I do. So when I get in there, I just perform well when the lights are on. So I'm not worried about it.
And I could definitely tell after seeing you and Reber with the little 6-pack contest and then seeing you in BKFC 10, like you've been working out like crazy, man, through the years.
Yeah, usually in between my fights, I don't, I live life, and I've just been on hold right now, and I've been told like, hey, you're gonna be fighting this day, and as it gets closer, like, oh, we got to push it back, we got to push it back, and it was I knew I was gonna be fighting Mo. That was the name they gave us, but I actually thought it was gonna be in a different location. I was a little sour about it, but at least I'm fighting, and that's what I want. So here we go.
like, is the length of how long it's taken to get this fight done, is that just because you're really at the point where you really got to have the money fights and they got to put up the right competition against you as well?
It's definitely I don't know how to put it, but there's not anybody in my division that's really deserving of a title shot yet. The
I
one
agree.
who I believe matches up with me well with that doesn't want to fight. So they were looking for a big name, just something to justify, like, okay, he can fight this one. It's politics, I guess. I don't know.
Now, is that guy that doesn't want to fight? I'm guessing that's Mike Perry.
It's the platinum puss.
Yeah, it's crazy. I interviewed Mighty Mouse Mike Hansen. I asked him about the Perry versus Jake Paul. Like, what's your take on that?
I'm I mean, I get it. I get it as as a fighter standpoint. I, I believe if I went in there, I'd whoop Jake Paul's ass, but I don't believe Mike will. And I think, regardless of whether or not he knows that, he's just going in there to collect the check because it's going to be worth a pretty penny. Um,
Well,
I think he's going to lose to the Disney kid. I think his stock's going to drop because of it, and I think that's when they'll be like, all right, well, we don't really need him no more. Here, you can take him out now, and that's just going to piss me off.
yeah, and I think BKFC would probably be pissed off if he loses because Mike Hansen said he thinks that Jake Paul can probably knock him out.
I think it's very possible. I definitely don't see Perry winning. I don't see Perry knocking Paul out. He just doesn't. He's not a good boxer. BKFC gets away with it because he can take a shot and he's not hitting with pads on his hands. Now what is he gonna do? He's hitting with pillows and he can't really punch hard. He's all arm punches. His technique is trash, and it's gonna be a bad night for him.
Now, you said politics. I mean, I've been saying it ever since you've been talking about this Mike Perry thing. There's definitely politics. I feel like they know once you get a hold of him, he can't be the face of BKFC no more, right?
Exactly, but that should be all right. I'm right here. I'm here to stay. I'm the champ in the division. I've been here, like you said, for a long time, since BKFC #6 when they first came to Tampa. So I'm tried and true. I'm battle ready, battle tested, and I'll fight anybody.
That is what's up. I hope we do get that fight. Now, let me ask you, there's not nobody like you're not fighting Mike Perry. That's the fight that we really want to see. I think a lot of fans want to see that. I don't care about how many social media followers he got. What about you going to the light heavyweight? Is that an option in winning that belt?
At 85, that's it. That's light heavyweight, right?
Yeah. I mean, they got you number one ranked at light
But
heavyweight.
the only reason why I don't have the belt already is because it's my teammates. I'm not. I can never fight my teammate. So that's
Oh.
his class. I fight at 75. If he decides to retire one day, then I'll go scoop that belt too.
So when you say teammate, y'all under the same management, right?
No, we actually train at a shift combat in Tampa. Me and Jared Warren, Captain
Okay.
Deadpool, man.
Now, do fighters under the same management ever fight?
I would believe so. If That's going to be up to them whether or not they fight or not. If we don't train together, I don't consider you a teammate. If you come over to
Okay.
shift management team and you train or you're fighting under shift management, but you don't train that shift with me, you're not my teammate. It's to me it's different. Now, if you come
Okay.
and do your camps there and you work with me, like we got a few guys to do that, I consider them teammates. But you got to come sweat and bleed with us in order to gain my respect.
Now, Ryan Reber, you consider him a teammate?
I do, because me and him, we work out almost, I mean, minimum like 3 days a week together. He does train at a different school and he's under a different management, but we hang out and we train together. So he's like a brother to me.
Now, King Mo, he's coming from MMA, right?
Yeah,
So he's gonna probably get a taste of the difference, right?
absolutely. I think he's coming over, and I'm not really sure what's going through that man's head. I know he's got to be any true fighter. I made a post. I said this. Any true fighter, like it's you don't you can't really retire because you're always going to get that itch. You're always going to want to fight because it's just in us. It's what we do, you know. So he's been. I think he hasn't fought. Someone told me like 4 years, and he's just really. He wants to get back in there and he wants to see if he still has it. Why he decided to jump to the top of the division and try to throw down with me, I don't know, but I'm ready.
I mean, how was he able to get that fight already though, being as his debut?
This is it's not for a belt. We are fighting
Oh,
at
so
light.
it's not for the belt.
No,
Okay.
it's just a fight. You can't come in brand new and fight for the belt. But there's nobody in, like I said, nobody in my class who's really deserving of that title shot yet. There's a few guys that are up and coming. They're 3-0, and they call me out all the time, and I'm sure I'll see them eventually. But when BKFC says, okay, it's time, like you go ahead, fight them, then I'll go ahead and knock them out too. But back to Mo, he's a big name, so he's
Yeah.
gonna bring some eyes to the sports. He's also battle tested, like he's a tough dude and he's got a lot of experience. So no matter what, he's going to be a dangerous fight. But at the end of the day, man, I'm young, I'm hungry, and I'm here to stay.
How many more years you think you got in the sport?
Um, I, I can't really envision me ever stopping, So like, it's I can't really put a number on that. I would like to, you know, financially be able to stop in the next couple of years, but I don't think I ever would. I'll be one of those guys who everyone says they need to retire, and I just won't because I just love this. I love this shit.
Yeah, I realized all these guys pretty much love it. I mean, you got guys coming in with like 4 losses on their BKFC debut, and it's like I don't know if I lost that much back to back to back to back. It'd be hard for me to just say I still want to do this, but y'all really love this.
To
And
be a
the
true
thing I
fighter,
notice about all the fighters, y'all are truly nice people, man. Most of y'all are really nice guys. Y'all just love to fight. What's that about?
um, maybe for others they're just able to let their aggression go. I don't really know. I'm just me. It's just how I am. Um, I guess like I said, maybe we're able to get our aggression out through the fight, so there ain't no reason to be mean.
Where was you born, man? Where are you originally from?
Born and raised here in Oldsmar, Florida.
Florida. Okay. I was here wondering because we got a lot of rednecks in North Carolina, of course, and I used to stay in South Carolina. A lot of rednecks in this area. So you definitely you what's the word I'm looking for? You definitely roll with the redneck thing really really heavy. I mean, so you're a true redneck. You hunting, fishing, and all that stuff.
Oh yeah,
So you kind of like I guess you could say like Kai Stewart. He's kind of a redneck, right? A Montana redneck.
fair enough. I mean, I don't know him that well, but I know he's out there doing his thing. I think he's challenged me to a few fishing tournaments or something. I don't really know what's going on with all that, but until he fights my boy Brandon, we can't really hang out. So just
Oh
wait.
yeah, Brandon Allen. Like that's another one that keeps like seem to get screwed with the politics or something.
Yeah, I don't know why they haven't thrown him up there, man. B's a character. He's a star. He's got talent, and that motherfucker can hit hard. So whenever they give him the chance to fight for that belt, that thing's coming home, and it's gonna be with him for a long time.
So what'd you think about Connor becoming an owner?
I think it's awesome, man. Everything that's happening with the sport and how fast we're growing, and it's just opening more doors, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I definitely think it takes it to a whole nother level. And um, when I interviewed JR, he was saying he thinks that BKFC could be as big as the UFC, but its own sport.
Yeah, absolutely. It's on track to do that already. I mean, people I feel like are getting a little tired of watching people roll around on the ground. They don't. Not everyone can really relate to that, and you know, the BKFC. Although I don't think it's a bar fight, but people can relate to it because it's almost like a bar fight. You guys in there, you're just chucking knuckles, and you know, to each his own. But I have my levels to this, and I actually know how to fight, so I do it intelligently, and they can brawl all they want, but I'm gonna outbox them.
And it's definitely the modern day American Gladiator, or as close as you can get to it. And then boxing is not as good as it was when I was a kid, when the heavyweight division was stacked and every other division you can think of was really stacked with boxers across the board. So I think the opportunity is there. And right now y'all doing a lot of casinos, but y'all like right on the verge of hitting that arena and civic center kind of
Yeah, I mean,
shows.
I bet you it's possible now if they really wanted to pull the trigger and do it that way. I feel like they got their set way of doing things, and they're obviously doing things right because they're growing. So only time will tell where it winds up, but it's definitely going up.
Oh, I mean, I heard rumors before of them possibly coming to my city, Fayetteville, North Carolina, and we're a military town. So, I mean, they'll sell out and they'll have to do it at the Crown Coliseum, and the last person that sold that out was like J. Cole. So that would be huge, man. It really would.
I'm not familiar with the place, but I mean, I just know BKFC definitely puts asses in the seats. So
Yeah, y'all selling out every single event, man.
yeah.
So, what can we expect on your next fight, man? Definitely a win, right?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going in there. I'm definitely gonna knock him out. I'm headhunting heavy. I'm gonna work his body if I have to, one way or another. I'm coming out, and he's gonna be taking a nap.
Well, that's what's up. I'm definitely gonna be tuning in, like I said, you my favorite BKSC fighter, favorite combat fighter, period. Ryan Reber's number 2 right now, you
Hey,
know. So Reba gonna have to get a win too on Blas, because I actually picked Blas to beat Keith when I interviewed Reba, but he was, he was saying Blas didn't have enough big fights, but I don't know. It was something about Blas when the fight before the 3-piece broke the nose and did a backflip. I was like, oh man, I don't know if I wanted to bet against this guy.
he's athletic, man, but that doesn't win you fights. So we'll see what happens. But my boy Reaver is gonna come out, and he's gonna show him a thing or two.
Well, I'm definitely rooting for Reber. Definitely root for Reber. I don't want to hold you up. I know it's been a long day. You got the family to get back to. Any shout outs you want to do before we go?
Now, man, anyone who's paying attention, I appreciate you. BKFC setting the stage. So, all my trainers, my teammates, it's just we rolling, we ready.
Well, I appreciate you, Redneck. Wish you the best, man. Hopefully, we get that Mike Perry fight. I want to see that so bad. I mean, be honest with you, I can't stand Mike Perry. I can't stand him. I don't even know the guy, but I can't stand him. It's like I don't get how he's ranked number 1 pound for pound above you. It doesn't have a belt. It makes no sense to me at all.
it's it's just the people know who he is. That's all right though.
Well, they about to know who you are. I know that much. Well, I hope you have a nice night, man. Appreciate you coming on to the Paul Pickett podcast, man. And I'm gonna stay in touch, man. Friend of the show, man.
Awesome, brother. Thanks for having me.
All right, peace. Well, there we have it. Long day, man. Redneck Mundell, my favorite BKFC fighter, favorite combat sport fighter, period. Chemo, I don't know what to tell you, man. You in trouble, man. You in trouble. And you know, Reba's gonna be fighting that one too. That's gonna be amazing. Redneck and Reba. Hopefully they both win, come out with some wins, and Reba gonna be fighting for the belt against Alberto Blas. So once again, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the one and only Paul Pickett podcast, where we dabble into the bare knuckle fighting world, man. Modern day American gladiators, man. Way better than that UFC and that boxing, man. Peace, and we out.